As of Sunday, there were none. As of Tuesday, there are eight franchise tags applied for the 2022 season. All players and their teams will have until July 15 to work out long-term deals. After that, all you can sign is a one-year contract. You can sign a one-year contract with different terms, but it can only be 1 year in duration. If you sign the tender, if you accept the tender, you're under contract for the coming year according to the terms that will apply. Some have suggested there may be a fight on the tight end versus receiver tag. I talked to Jimmy Graham from 7 or 8 years ago. You ain't going to win that fight. You're not going to win that grievance. Right. Charean, big takeaway for you arising from the folks who were tagged and who weren't tagged.
Well, I think it was Davante Adams the Packers getting him back, made the All-Pro team the last 2 years, and it seemed inevitable once Aaron Rodgers made his decision to return to the Packers. But I think that was a key move for the Packers. They had to have him back, Mike. I mean, it clearly was a move that Aaron Rodgers wanted, and probably he demanded if he was going to stay that he would have Davante Adams back. And now it's trying to get that long-term contract done with Davante Adams, who knows? Maybe he wants to see what's out there after this year and see whether Aaron Rodgers truly is committed to playing beyond this year. But I think that's, for me, is the one that was key and needed to be done. Chris Godwin surprised me a little bit just because he's coming off that ACL injury, but none of the others really surprised me all that much.
The Godwin situation stunned me because he tore the ACL week 15. He had surgery in early January. The Buccaneers clearly believe that he's going to be fine. They also apparently thought that if he was available, someone else was going to make an offer and he was going to take it, an offer more than what they're willing to pay. The problem with coming up with a long-term deal for Godwin is the fact that it's very difficult to value the second year because the second year isn't another tag. It's free agency. All they could do next year is use the transition tag at a 20% increase over this year's pay, and the transition tag doesn't give you anything other than a right to match a long-term offer. Franchise tag for next year would be quarterback money or a 44% increase, whichever is greater. That's the way to crack the code on the franchise tag. We saw it with Kirk Cousins and Tremaine Johnson, the former Rams cornerback, the same year. They did 2 tags. They became free agents. Cousins went to Minnesota. Johnson went to the Jets. And yeah, Johnson didn't work out, but he got paid. He played the game, and he won. Right now, Godwin is in a position to win the game because next year at this time, he'll be an unrestricted free agent. Next year at this time, Cam Robinson of the Jaguars will be an unrestricted free agent. That is your way to fight the tag. And if you want, you can do the Le'Veon Bell, sit out all year, and next year they'd still have to give you quarterback money to tag you a third time. You become a free agent next year no matter what, even if you don't play this year. So not that anyone should do it, but you could do it. And really from Godwin's perspective, I know he's going to want to be healthy and he's going to want to play, but if I'm Godwin, I'm not going back out on the field until my knee feels exactly the way it felt before I got injured. I'm not pushing it. I'm not risking it. I'm not working through scar tissue. I'm not playing until I am 100% because I'm getting paid either way. Can't not pay me. You've tagged me. I'm signing that tender, and I'm not playing unless and until I believe I'm 100% and not put myself at risk to prevent my shot at free agency next year, Charean.
Well, and who knows who the Buccaneers quarterback's going to be, Mike. I mean, this could be a total rebuilding year for them, which is another reason I was surprised by this. I mean, if it's Blaine Gabbert, as they've intimated, I mean, come on now. They're not going to win very many games, even in a bad division that they're in. I just don't see them doing very much and certainly not contending. And they've got a ton of free agents who are out there that they're probably going to lose because they don't have the space to sign them. So all this just seems sort of weird to me that they would tag him and bring him back based on where they are, but maybe they think they're going to get some big-time quarterback that can help them contend again. I just don't see it right now.
The other point that we need to make is that Mike Williams, the Chargers receiver, signed a multi-year contract, 3 years, $60 million contract with $40 million guaranteed. Hey, that's great. He used his leverage. But you know what? Always force them to tag you. He could have done that contract tomorrow. Force them to tag you. It's not like there was someone else the Chargers wanted to tag. Yeah, sometimes you'll see a situation where there's 2 guys who are due to become free agents, and the team busts its butt to get a deal done with one so they can tag the other. if the Chargers don't use the tag on Mike Williams now, it's not like they lose anything. It's not use it or lose it. It's they use it or they don't. They still have it next year. But if you're Williams and it's used on you, that gives you more leverage next year, and that sets you up. Once you're tagged twice, you're never getting franchise tagged again at any time in your career. Davante Adams 4 years ago, instead of signing a 4-year contract with the Packers after the season was over and the injury risk was off his shoulders, he should have waited until he was tagged. Because if he had, Charean, this would be tag number 2. Next year, he's an unrestricted free agent. And he's got more leverage in the long-term contract negotiations. So now, maybe they were able to squeeze more money out of the Chargers. Maybe the Chargers didn't want to get themselves on a path where it's tag 1, tag 2, and then he goes. They wanted to have at least 3 more years with him. I don't know. And again, the money's pretty good, but I'm a firm believer you should always force the tag, and then you can do the long-term contract after that. So that kind of surprised me because I think you always, as I said, you get that tag. And 3 tight ends get the tag, including the Cowboys' Dalton Schultz. What was your reaction to the Cowboys making that move?
Well, I wasn't really surprised because we expect Amari Cooper to get cut before the 20th when his contract becomes guaranteed. So that's going to happen. And then Michael Gallup, they're close to signing him to a long-term deal, probably going to lose Cedric Wilson. They're not going to be able to afford him. So now you start looking at it. Blake Jarwin just had hip surgery. His 2022 season now is in doubt when he can come back from that surgery. So there are a lot of questions now with Dak Prescott's weapon. So to me, it's a move they had to make to ensure that Dalton Schultz came back, and then they have CeeDee Lamb. And then Michael Gallup at some point coming off that torn ACL may not be ready for the start of the season. You don't know. But at least he has some weapons back on the team. They re-signed Noah Brown today to a 1-year deal. So he's not completely devoid at that position. And maybe you go draft another receiver. And, Mike, I know you've pointed out, too, that they shouldn't have traded for Amari Cooper and they should have drafted a receiver that season, the season after.
Oh, absolutely. They paid Amari Cooper $53.9 million over 3 seasons, 2019, 20, and 21. With the 27th overall pick in the draft, they could have signed a guy for 4 years, $11.4 million, and had the 5th-year option. And receivers available in that spot include A.J. Brown, Deebo Samuel, DK Metcalf. Now, they probably would have screwed up and drafted N'Keal Harry, but regardless, they could have gone with a receiver in that spot. Because remember, Stephen Jones was, you know, well, what are you going to be doing when your pick's on the clock? I'm going to be watching Amari Cooper film because that's our pick. Yeah, but you paid him a ton of money for 3 years. And now, unless he takes a significant pay cut, I assume he's going to be gone.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.